right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Bomb from Bohica. Today, we've got some news out of South Carolina, a little bit disturbing. It reminds us just how little that we have moved forward on values of accepting others for who they are rather than what we think they should be. 16-year-old Chase Culpepper went to the Department of Motor Vehicles station in Anderson, South Carolina, to get his very first driver's license. I think we all remember that feeling, right? Finally, we've achieved some sense of adulthood. Typically, that's the first and for most of us likely the last driver's license picture where we have a warm, beaming smile on the license photo. Even if you wait for hours, nobody could dampen your spirits. Well, almost no one, at least in Chase's case. Of course, Chase Culpepper isn't your typical teen. Then again, what is typical anymore? I remember my teenage years when haircuts ranged from bald to mohawks to shaggy afros and everything in between. And let's not even get started on the fashion statements that came in the 1980s. So, why did Chase Culpepper make the news? Chase is a male. He tells this to anyone who asks. Yet he considers himself a nonconformist and chooses to wear women's clothing and makeup. In an interview, he states that he is still trying to figure out who he is. So the problem rests with the Department of Motor Vehicles in Anderson, South Carolina. When Chase arrived to get his driver's license, he was instructed to remove his makeup, citing a state regulation that, quote, "At no time will an applicant be photographed when it appears that he or she is purposely altering his or her appearance so the photo would misrepresent his or her identity." Let's take a look at a picture of Chase that was provided to the media. Now, this is Chase Culpepper, courtesy of the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, in a media release. Okay, looking at the picture, could you tell male or female at first glance? No, probably not. I know I couldn't. But is there anything particularly offensive about the picture? Nah, I don't think so. Facial features are easily pointed out. There's nothing that's concealing there. The only difference is what your ideal would be for a male or female. Now, it's my understanding that the purpose behind the law is to ensure that all key features are easily identified in the picture, so that there is absolutely no doubt that the person in the picture is the same person holding the license. That's why you can't wear dark glasses or a hat when you get your driver's license photo. But light makeup, never mind the fact that Chase arrived wearing women's apparel. That's what makes his case so very appalling. Chase never denied that he is a male legally. All of his paperwork that he turned in for his driver's license identified him as a male. His makeup, tasteful, did not alter any of the major facial features. He wasn't trying to hide anything. He wasn't applying to be the next frontman for KISS, but for a driver's license in the state of South Carolina. Allegedly, the Anderson Driver's Services Bureau personnel told Chase that he, quote, "did not look like a boy should," and therefore was denied his license until he removed his makeup. Now, I've done some checking into South Carolina laws and have yet to find the section on what defines what each gender should look like. Last I knew, cross-dressing itself was not illegal. I could run around right now wearing my wife's underwear if I wanted to, but I choose not to. However, if Chase had said he was female, which he isn't, that would have been illegal. The Culpepper family has contacted the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund, who has already sent correspondence to the Department of Motor Vehicles requesting that they retake Chase's license photo. However, the DMV has remained steadfast, stating that their policies were followed and they did not feel compelled to issue an exemption in this matter. At face value, it appears that whoever was working at the DMV in Anderson, South Carolina that particular day didn't agree with Chase's decisions. That worker may not have even agreed with Chase's parents being supportive of him. However, rather than putting personal bias aside, which we expect from all of our government workers, they hid behind a vague rule that enabled them to force their beliefs on Chase. You know, it's not a problem for me per se, but I suppose that men that have ponytails shouldn't consider moving to South Carolina, at least not staying there long enough to get a driver's license. And what about Scots that want to wear traditional kilts to the DMV? What about a very secure man that chooses to wear a pink dress shirt? Oh, and you ladies in high school going for your driver's license. I'd give a second thought to wearing your boyfriend's athletic jersey or a Letterman jacket. Maybe you should just let your hair grow out and wear a frilly dress. And for God's sakes, don't mention that you're a tomboy. I have a good idea for the state of South Carolina. A starch white shirt buttoned at the neck for all applicants. No makeup, stark background, no expression, and how about a pitchfork in the right hand? Thank you, South Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles, for making sure the world knows that in much of these United States, we don't practice the same tolerance that we preach. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Bohica's Bomb for June 18th, 2014.